Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You see by the title below, this is on episode 7 of Shuumatsu no Izetta, and this was a pretty exciting episode. A lot of things going on, and we get some action in it, we get some Yuri in it, and then of course we get some pretty crazy shit happening at the end that builds up to what's going to be some pretty harsh times for Izetta, and that will be the big point of this whole season, to see what's going to happen. Because so far, a lot of the way so far has been pretty much everything's been going good for Izetta, good for Fine, and they haven't really hit a point where it's like, oh no, what is Izetta gonna do? Is she gonna die, or is she gonna get hurt? Is she gonna get captured? There hasn't been any of that, and we're already on episode 7. But seeing at the end of this episode, obviously, that the Major does have a plan to beat her. He just wants to kind of, there's something about getting more info on the White Witch, obviously, so he's gonna send the other guy to go in to find under the castle, to find, of course, the map of which we know of, where it shows all the ley lines for Izetta to use her magic. So if they were smart, they would have destroyed it. They don't need it already. They've already seen the map. I'm pretty sure they could just take a picture and keep it under for themselves or something. Destroy that evidence, but maybe they think there's no way that Germania's spies are going to be able to get in. But obviously, hello, that can't happen. You don't keep that kind of stuff just lying around over there like that. But pretty much what happens in this episode, the beginning part, obviously we see a bunch of the allies meeting together, talking about the big threat on what Germania is doing and everything. There's this huge carrier, which is pretty interesting to say, because obviously in World War II and World War One and everything, not World War I, but World War II, Germany didn't really focus on Navy and anything. So it's pretty interesting to see that they actually have a carrier in this one, though it does get destroyed after anyway. But pretty much the Allies think that it's over there, and Izetta and Fine are planning on using that to persuade the other countries, the allied countries, to come and support them with troops. But of course, somehow the plan gets out, and this is actually a trap. The Major planned this whole thing to use that ship as pretty much bait to see what Izetta's weakness is. So of course we find out that that guy obviously did not tell the secret, so no one really knows about Izetta's weakness. And even though he does find out at the end, it doesn't really, he's like, oh, okay, so her powers go off every once in a while or something like that. He doesn't know exactly where these spots are, or unless he kind of guessed and thought that this was possible, maybe because something that he found in that vault in the the last time, the Warehouse 9 or something like that. Maybe he found something that would link the ley lines to powers and stuff, and that's why he knows the possibility of it, and he tests it right here, thus figuring out that Izetta's weakness is, of course, her not being able to use her powers everywhere. So obviously that's a big weakness that is now known by the worst person possible, the guy that is in charge of capturing her. But yeah, so pretty much I honestly did not expect that the commander dude. I just thought he was gonna be the one to betray him. Turns out he's not. He comes and does help her, and but the action in this, it was honestly just pretty damn crazy, to say the least. She goes off, she has her torpedoes with her, and all of a sudden, guess what? It's an ambush, it's a trap, obviously, like I said before, and there's ships everywhere attacking her. Obviously, we have the other guy in his new plane, able to keep up with her speed, to which none of the other planes could do that before. And obviously, she can't do anything at the moment. She is literally being chased all over the place. One of the torpedoes were destroyed, and then of course she had to use another one as the backing part got destroyed, so she has to throw it at one of the ships, thus only having 2. So she drops them off, and then of course it looks like, what is she planning? What is she gonna do? Sees the carrier, sees the the elevator door for the planes to go up. She's like, oh, okay. Boom, bombs that. After, throws another one in. Boom, explodes the fuel area and just blows it up. Mission complete. Even though it was a couple like close calls, obviously, considering she hit parts where her magic was not, she cannot use her magic. But so it obviously shows that because of that, the specifically that area, that it has so many different areas where you can have your magic here and can't have your magic here. It's for sure that the major pretty much knew her weakness, but this of course solidified what he was guessing, and now he does know the secret. And of course the ending seems all nice for Izetta them because they were able to take out the carrier, but of course they don't know the true threat of what's going to be coming. As we saw at the end, there was that, I don't know what it was, but it was someone in a tank. So they are artificially making a witch, or Izetta is not really the last witch. But that's what the show is called, Izetta the Last Witch. So I'm pretty sure this person or whatever is in that tank, they created this. And thus that was what was in Warehouse 9, and that is an artificially made witch, which may come to the point where we may see Izetta have to actually go against another witch, which would be honestly pretty damn crazy to see two magic users against each other in, a whole war kind of thing. We got tanks, we got planes, and then you got two witches on each side fighting each other. That would honestly be pretty cool, and I'm definitely hyped up to see if that's going to happen. But definitely, this episode is probably going to be the last episode that you get any happiness out of Izetta and Fine. Maybe a little bit in the next one until they find out, that the enemy is attacking them with some crazy shit that they didn't know what to do before. But this episode, of course, we had that Yuri. That was another thing that I enjoyed in this episode, jumping on the bed with each other, like, Izetta getting blushing a little that she's in the same room with Fine. But you could definitely see the romance between them, and it would be interesting to see if they develop more of that. But that's definitely not a focus in this anime, but I would enjoy seeing that more if they want to later on. But that could be a big thing that happens later on. Like I said, Izetta gets taken or something like that. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say about the episode. Interesting development with all the allies, learning more about, like, that's one thing about this is it's the history of what all the, there's a Louisiana representative, there's the United States of Atlanta. I really want to know the history of this, this world and everything, to really like learn more about it, because it's pretty interesting, the subtle changes here and there, and then of course the similarities here and there from real history and of course this fake history. I honestly, I just love history, so it'd be interesting to learn more about the history of this world. But yeah, we get that part. We get obviously more of what the Major and Germania is planning to do. We get to see some crazy action between Izetta with some torpedoes and a huge Germania ambush, and then we also get to see some Yuri action, and then of course the big cliffhanger with the showing of someone in a tank, probably a new witch. Honestly, a pretty good episode. Honestly, in my opinion, a lot better than the episodes have been lately, to be honest. That's just how I feel. But I cannot wait to see the next ones, because the next ones is probably where things are going to start getting a lot more complicated, a lot more worse for Izetta them, because so far, like I said before, it's been kind of good for both Izetta and Fine. Nothing really bad has happened to them as of yet, so predicting now episode 8 is where everything starts to get bad for them, and I can't wait to see where it goes from there. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I'm missing you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.